Hello everyone, I am Deepak.R, studying in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering from the Department of CSE Cybersecurity. Today I am going to explain about the database management system in which my topic is ER diagram for the movie database. Let us dive into the topic. Introduction of ER model. Peter Chen developed the ER diagram in 1976. The ER model was created to provide a simple and understandable model for representing the structure and logic of database. The ER model is a model for identifying entities to be represented in the database and representation of how those entities are related. ER models are used to model real-world objects like a person, car, company, and the relation between these real-world objects. In short, ER diagram is the structural format of the database. Why do we use ER diagram in DBMS? ER diagram are used to represent ER model in a database, which make them easy to convert into relations or tables. ER diagrams provide the purpose of real-world modeling of objects, which makes them intently useful. ER diagrams require no technical knowledge and no hardware support. These diagrams are very easy to understand and easy to create even for a naive user. It gives standard solution for visualizing the data logically. The symbols we use in ER model. Rectangle symbol is used to represent entities. Ellipse symbol is used to represent the attributes. Diamond symbol is used to represent relationship. And the line is used to represent the connection between entity to attribute. And the double ellipse is used to represent multi-valued attributes. And the double rectangle is used to represent a weak entity. The components of the ER diagram. ER model consists of entity, attributes, relationships among entities in a database system. ER model. In entity, there are two types, strong entity and weak entity. In attribute, we have key attribute, composite attribute, multi-valued attribute, derived attribute. In relationship, there are relationships such as one to one, one to many, many to one, and many to many. Entity. An entity may be an object with a physical existence. That is, for example, person, car, house, employee, whatever it may be. These are all the example for an entity. Or it can be an object like company, job, university, college, etc. Now, in entity we have two types: strong entity and weak entity. Strong entity is a type of entity that has a key attribute. Strong entity does not depend on the entity in the schema. It has a primary key that helps in identifying it uniquely and it is represented by a rectangle. Weak entity. Weak entity it is a type of entity that has a key attribute that uniquely identifies each entity in the entity set. But some entity type exist for which key attributes can't be defined. These are called weak entity types. A weak entity is represented by a double rectangle. In this example, employee is the strong entity and the dependents which is we represented using double rectangle is the weak entity. Next we are going to discuss about the attribute. Attributes are the properties that define the entity type. For example, roll number, name, date of birth, age, address, mobile number. These are all the attributes which define the entity type student. In ER diagram, the attribute is represented by an oval. There are many types of attributes in that key attribute. The attribute which uniquely identifies the entity in the entity set is called key attribute. For example, roll number will be unique for each student. The key attribute is represented by an oval with underlining lines. Next type is composite attribute. Composite attribute it is an attribute which is composed of many other attributes. For example, the address of a attribute of the student contains street, city, state, country. This is known as composite attribute. Multi-valued attribute. A attribute consisting of more than one value for a given entity. For example, phone number. A phone number can be given more than one for a given student. In ER diagram, multi-value attribute is represented by double oval. Next, derived attribute. The attribute that can be derived from other attributes of the entity type is known as derived attribute. Example, age. Age can be derived from the date of birth. In ER diagram, the derived attribute is represented by dashed oval. Relationship type and the relationship set. A relationship type represents the association between entity types. For example, here the student and the course. Student enrolled in a course. Enrolled in is a relationship type that exists between entity such as student and the course. In ER diagram, the relationship type is represented by diamond and connecting the entities with the lines. Now let us discuss the ER diagram for the movie database. This ER diagram provides a comprehensive overview of database schema for a movie information system. It illustrates the relationships and entities involved in managing movie data, including information about films, actors, directors, and the production process. An ER diagram for a movie database would visually represent the entities and their attributes and the relationship between them. This diagram helps to model the structure of the database and understand how different data elements are connected each other. The key entities might include movies, actors, directors, genres, and studios. The relationship could capture details such as which actors in which movies, which directors work on what films, and which genre movie belongs to. Here diagram for the movie database. In this, the movie, director, actor, production company, these are all the entities, and which we are represented using the diamond symbol are the relationship, and the which we represented using the oval symbol are the attributes. For movie, year, length, title, genre, plot outline are the attributes. For director, name, date of birth are the attributes, in which the underlined name is the key attribute. For movie, underlined title is the key attribute, and genre is the multi-valued attribute. For production company, name is the key attribute, and the address is also one of the attributes. And for actor, name and date of birth are the attributes, in which name is the key attribute. And the relationship between movie and the production company is that the production company produces the movie. It is the relationship in which we represent using the diamond symbol. And the movie is directed by the director. The relationship between director and movie is that director has directed the movie, and actor is also an director, or director is also an actor. In conclusion, the ER diagram for the movie database provides a comprehensive visual representation of the entities, relationships, and constraints that define the structure of the database. By understanding the ER diagram, the developers can effectively design and implement the database, ensuring that the data integrity and the efficient data management. Thank you for watching.